Today we're going to be looking at this webcam. It's designed for streamers and it even comes with its own tripod, so you can position it however you want. So on the front of the box you've got the manufacturer's name, it's got the model number which is CAM, it says it's a webcam, it's 1080p, so that means full HD, 60 frames per second. Obviously you can alter this in your software depending on your software. It includes a tripod, designed in Germany. It's also got some bullet points down the side saying autofocus and a 90-degree view. The back of the box is multilingual, it's got really small writing on, you can just about make out the specifications. So inside the box you did get quite a bit of foam and single-use plastic unfortunately, but otherwise you've got a manual which to be honest is pretty pointless. They could have just put the manual on the side of the box or a QR code to get to it, because it basically tells you plug it in and you can basically close the lens. That's pretty much it. You've got the tripod here as well, we'll look at that more closely in a few seconds, and the camera itself as well. So this camera is quite unique where it does actually come with its own tripod. Normally you would have to go out and buy one of these separately. You don't have to use a tripod, it will mount to the top of a monitor or a laptop with the usual fittings which we'll show you in a few seconds. The tripod's pretty straightforward, it's 3 legs, you just spread them out and it stands like that. But you can extend them a little bit so they are telescopic, so you can make it like that and make it even taller if you wish, so it just boosts it up a little bit. Obviously if it's going to be the right height that you want, hard to say. One thing what would have been nice, which you can't, is you can't really adjust these legs to have it a little bit higher, because as soon as you put a little bit of weight on it, it does start moving down, so it might not position exactly how you want it height-wise. It does have a ball socket on the top as well, so you can tighten that and loosen that if you wanted to, so you can position the camera exactly how you want. Obviously, you don't have to use this tripod. As I said, you can mount it to the top of a monitor or laptop, or you could use a different tripod if you wished. Okay, so I've attached the camera to the actual stand. As you can see, it looks pretty good. Now, let's have a closer look at the camera itself. Obviously, as we said, it just screws in down here, so you just basically untighten it, spin it around a few times, and it will come off. Here we go. So now, it does have their name there. It's pretty straightforward. You can see the lens there. Now, you can slide this bar over from one side to the other, so it's like a barrel, which covers up the lens, but not only that, it also turns off the microphone as well, so if you're doing something you shouldn't be, no one's going to be able to see you if you don't want them to, and, well, even if you're doing things you do want people to see, you can turn it on and off depending on your wishes, just in case, even though you shouldn't be filmed unless you have your, obviously, software open and so forth. It's always better safe to be than sorry. It's got like a nice ribbed effect there. There's an LED there as well, which shows you when it's on and working. As we said, the logo's there. Otherwise, there's not much else to really see there. Now, it is on a ball here. It's hard to see, but you can actually tilt it, move it forward, turn it, however you want. So you can position it, well, however you want, as I said. So it's pretty good. You've also got the grip as well. That's if you're putting it on top of a monitor or laptop. So if we pretend my hand is the top of your laptop screen, you basically position this clip over the top there, and the back bit, which is hard to see on the camera, will then grip the back of my hand, which would be the screen, and hold it into position. Obviously you can adjust that depending on the screen. Some screens are thicker than others. Otherwise, the cable it comes with is 2 meters long, which is very generous, which I must say is really good, because a lot of devices you get on the market come with short cables, and you sometimes have to end up having extensions and hubs to be able to run these things. So this is very good for size, dimensions and looks. Okay, so I'm using the camera now so you get an idea what it actually sounds like and looks like. I'm going to just tap the microphone so you actually know I'm using the microphone built into the camera. So if you are wearing headsets, I suggest you just loosen them up a little bit because it's going to be loud. There you go. That just shows you I am using that microphone and I'm not doing any trickery or anything along that lines. Now, the camera picture is very good, probably helped because it does have a glass lens on it. A lot of web cameras don't have that glass lens. Also, it's autofocus, so I can move all the way back. I stay in focus, or I can move all the way forward and stay in focus. And I can even lift up these keys, and as you can see, it focuses on those with no problem. There might be a slight delay depending on what you're showing, but there you go. And then as soon as I put them back down, it then focuses back on me after a couple of seconds. Don't get me wrong, it's not as quick as some DSLR cameras, but it does actually do the job. Now, the microphone, personally, I think it's okay. It's nothing special, but I think, to be honest, if you're going to be doing streaming, you want to use a proper microphone. I mean, one of these things what stick up and they've got like a barrel on them and you've got an arm to get them close to your mouth. That's going to be the ideal thing, or using a headset which has got a microphone built in as well. You're going to get a lot better sound quality. But saying that, it's more than adequate for doing most calls. You can do some light streaming, but if you're wanting to do this professionally, I suggest you go and get a proper mic and boom arm. And again, this company, Streamplify, do actually do those as well, and we'll be reviewing those. And they do other things as well, which we've reviewed in the past. For example, this green screen over here, which you can just see here, that is actually by them as well. We've done a review of that as well. So they do a lot of products aimed at streamers. So if you are wanting to get into streaming, whether it's gaming or even doing some sort of product presentations or whatever, they do have lots of options available for you, including lighting as well. But back to the camera itself. So the camera is full HD, so it's not 4K or anything fancy like that. But to be honest with you, that's still good. You can get bad quality 4K, and you can actually find some good quality HD cameras like this look better than some of the bad quality 4K cameras. And it's 60 frames a second as well, which means it'll match a lot of your uploading, what you're doing online. You're streaming usually around 60 frames per second. But saying that, you can obviously adjust that frame rate depending on the software you're using. We're just recording this, nothing special, just the built-in Microsoft Cam software built into Windows 11. So no trickery or anything like that. It's autofocus, as we've said, automatic light enhancement as well, so it will make you look better if it's a dark room. I'll just give you an idea of that now. So as you can see, I've turned the lights off. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon at the moment, pretty dark, and we've got blinds down as well. No lighting in here other than the lights on this screen. So it gives you a rough idea. Yes, 1 or 2 areas have been blown out, but again, it's, I won't say pitch black in here, but it's quite dark. So it's managing to cope well. If you are in a dark environment, I would suggest you get some lighting, like a ring light, up behind your monitor or to the side slightly, or a couple of them. Either side, it will help your features and make you look a lot better when you are streaming. Again, this company provides ring lights as well, so win-win whichever way you're looking at it. Let me just go and put the lights back on. I've got the lights back on. So you've got pretty much everything you can need or want in a web camera. So you can swivel it, adjust it how you want. You've got a tripod if you don't want to position it on top of your monitor. Obviously with a 2-meter cable you could position it around wherever you wanted. So you could have multi-camera setups. For example, you could put one on top of your PC tower, you could put one on your desk, one on the back of your screen, depending on the streaming software you're using, so people can see you from multiple different angles. It's also got that anti-privacy thing, so you can slide the barrel across and it will cover the microphone as well as the camera, so people can't see you doing stuff. Let's say you were getting changed in your room because you normally stream in your bedroom or something like that, and you've accidentally left your microphone on or something like that, or webcam on for everyone to see. You can easily turn it off by just sliding the shutter across, or the barrel, and it will obviously cut all that off. And again, you've got that microphone, which I think is okay. I won't say it's brilliant. It's should be more than adequate for doing most things, but if you are wanting to go professional, I suggest you look at the Streamplify microphone, which comes with a boom arm as well. That will definitely take your audio to the next level, and that's one tip for you I will give you. In most cases, audio is more important than the way you look when you're doing stuff like streaming or even presentations and stuff, because if people just can't hear you, they'll just tune out. Okay, so make sure you do your audio properly. If you are running an NVIDIA graphics card, I think it's 20 series, 30 series, 40 series, NVIDIA does have a program called NVIDIA Broadcast, which will clean up your microphone as well for you a little bit, which will help in some instances, but there are other bits of software on the market you can use. This is plug and play, so you don't need drivers, no special software, just plug it in your machine and away you go. It's as simple as that. Okay, as you can see, we've got the camera set up here. We are actually going to be using this in part of our live studio. So we're going to have one for each presenter as well as a main camera, similar to this DSLR camera, which we're actually recording on at the moment. And it gives you an idea of the picture quality. The picture quality is actually pretty good, especially when you've got studio lights set up and stuff like that. Everything looks nice and bright and clear. So it does look really, really good. Obviously, as I said, if you've got it in a slightly dull environment, then obviously it's going to look a little washed out and probably not the best. So you're best having a few studio lights or spotlights or circular lights or whatever, just to make the picture look its best. I hope you enjoyed this video, and no, I did. Why not check out one of our other videos by clicking this box up here or this one just down here. Otherwise, you can give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment below, let us know what you think, and we'll see you next time.